When the K-pop group Jia comes up, most K-pop fans wouldn't recognize the name. Sure, you may unknowingly know the members, but you can't blame the newer generation for not knowing them. Debuting in 2010, the group had had a lot of troubles during the years that they were active, but they never quite took off. Whether it was the controversial musical direction or the competition they were facing at the time, they unfortunately faded into obscurity without ever seeing the level of fame they had worked so hard for. Unfortunately, the group's history is extremely messy. Jia, who are also known as Children of Empire, debuted in 2010 under Star Empire Entertainment, which was home to groups like Nine Muses and Jewelry. If you were to argue that the company was trying to set them up by giving them the name Children of Empire, you should hear their debut song Mazel Tov, but more on that soon. When the group was first announced, their promotional articles stated that the group was the male equivalent of Girls' Generation. This might be because Jia had 9 members, just like Girls' Generation, and the girls had just released G, so the company wanted to ride the coattails of their fame without even being linked with them. In an interview prior to their debut, Kwang Hee said, "It is an honor to be mentioned with Girls' Generation. We were also told that we can do as well as Girls' Generation." While it's good to be hopeful, Star Empire Entertainment was pretty brave in implying that their group was going to be as popular as Girls' Generation. It's not like they didn't have the talent or the resources, but the company constantly stopped the group from achieving that by mistreating the members. Apart from being compared to one of the best groups of the second generation, the group managed to get some attention before debuting. This was done because of their participation in Mnet's Office Reality and their own reality show, Empire Kids Returns. The show had the members doing wing car performances all over Seoul and showcasing their training sessions. However, they ran into trouble early on, more specifically only a month before they debuted. Nega Network, Brown Eyed Girls' former label, asked the group to change the pronunciation of their name as it was too similar to the name of their group's member Jaya. Then they debuted with Mazel Tov in January of 2010, and let's just say that this debut was all over the place. It was very on-brand for the 2010s, but the lyrics didn't make any sense, the beat was too messy, and the members themselves hated the song they were given. From their own perspective, they had trained so hard all those years, waiting for the day they finally get to step on stage, and then the song they make their first impression with to the public is Mazel Tov. It is said that the members cried when they first heard the song as they felt like their dreams were crushed by the company giving them such a messy track. While some fans have learned to like the song over the years, it's considered very unserious to this day, and most people just listen to it for the giggles and laughs. One of the comments on the video reads, "Their agency seems to have just debuted to disgrace them, and it honestly feels just like that." But the bad luck of the group wouldn't end there. No matter what everyone thought of the song, their debut album Nativity quickly climbed to the top spot on both Da-um's album chart and artist chart on the very same day, so it seemed like Jia were really heading somewhere. Only a few months after their debut, they released the teasers for their third single, Level Up, and had everyone excited, but then the music video was never released. Star Empire claimed that the footage got messed up due to bad weather during filming, and strangely, there was never any mention of the music video afterward. However, things were going well for them. In the same year that they debuted, only 6 months later, they went on a promotion tour in Asia with stops in Singapore, Malaysia, Taiwan, and Thailand, among other places. They also entered the Japanese music scene with their debut single Jia, which secured the top spot on the Oricon Daily chart. They released their first full album Lovability only a year after their debut with the song Here I Am as the lead single. It was a great achievement for a relatively new group to drop a full album within a year of their debut. However, the excitement was short-lived as promotions were abruptly cut short due to the B-side song Be My Girl being deemed inappropriate for minors. People thought that this decision was bogus because there was no explicit meaning behind the song, but it was pretty nonsensical of the company to stop promotions altogether, especially since it was the group's very first full album. How are they supposed to get their names out there if the company cancels promotions at the first sign of difficulties? Then, at the end of June, it was announced that the group would be coming out with a summer single album titled Exciting. However, during the filming of the content for the album, one of the members, Hyung-sik, ended up falling over the railing of the yacht they were shooting in. Fellow member Dong-jun as well as the manager dove immediately into the water, knowing that Hyung-sik couldn't swim, and rescued him. He was sent to the hospital and came out of the incident with only a minor ankle injury. Star Empire was heavily criticized for putting the member that can't swim at the very back, but since the company can't really control things like this, blaming them is kind of pointless. During a brief hiatus, several Jia members tried their hand at dramas and variety shows. Im Si-won gained national recognition for his role in the MBC historical drama The Moon That Embraces the Sun. The group also had a comeback scheduled for release in June of 2012, but it had to be delayed. Other than that, the group kept releasing music, formed subunits, and ventured into their own solo careers. That was until 2014, when the leader of the group, Lee Hoo, went on Twitter and talked in detail about the way Star Empire had mistreated them. He started by expressing relief about his fellow member Taehan's recovery from an MMA match injury caused by athlete Tanaka, which required surgery for a nasal fracture. However, then he went on to talk about the more serious stuff, addressing the CEO of the company and asking if they have a clear conscience. He talked about the fact that the group had a slave contract of 12 years, but then it was changed to 9 years, including the time they would spend in military service. Then, the CEO also changed the profit split so he could get 70% of the earnings and 30% going to the group. Lee Hoo also shared that he experienced several instances of being slapped by the CEO, suggesting that other members might have faced similar attacks. Another accusation was that the CEO had sent Taehan to fight in the MMA just so he could gain more money, which led to his fellow member being beaten up badly by a veteran fighter for ratings. He then accused the CEO of lying about his injury, buying television appearances, and generally bad behavior. Lee Hoo issued a threat to the company's CEO on Twitter, vowing to expose documents that reveal the company's corruption. He also hinted at the possibility of disclosing information about other entertainment companies after revealing that he had almost taken his own life because of what he went through. Lee Hoo concluded his string of tweets by writing, "I have nothing long to say. A real leader, a real owner, a real king, and someone sincere should listen to his people. I can't be sneaky like a fox, but now I will live like a lion. That's my style, I won't hide it." The tweets were later deleted, and Lee Hoo would reveal that the issue got somewhat resolved after he and the rest of the GIA members had a meeting with the CEO. And surprisingly, they managed to change the profit distribution as the group went on to receive 70% and the CEO 30%. Even though most people sided with Lee Hoo, there were others who blamed him for acting childish and said that he should have filed a lawsuit if the situation was really that bad. Then he also got called a sellout after he ended up not revealing anything he had promised, which was just crazy. The group hasn't officially disbanded yet, but some members have gone on to lead mostly quiet lives. Taehan, for example, suffered from financial troubles since he stopped being an idol, so he started working part-time in a bar and at a construction site. He's currently working at a coupon distribution center and is competing as an amateur boxer. Kevin returned to Australia, and now he occasionally hosts events and radio shows like SBS Pop Asia and shares cooking videos on his YouTube channel. The rapper of the group, Hee Chol, is keeping his life private by posting very few photos and mostly streams on YouTube and Twitch. The popularity of the other members has outweighed the name of the group by a lot. Minwoo is releasing music as a soloist and posting dance covers for his fans to watch, as well as doing some acting on the side. Kwang Hee has stayed a well-known figure in the K-pop scene, hosting various popular shows like Weekly Idol each year. Kim Dong-jun, Siwon, and Hyung-sik ventured fully into acting and became household names within that industry. As for Lee Hoo, he has had a few scandals to his name after the group went on a long hiatus. In 2018, he got busted after a drunk driving incident and had his license revoked. This incident didn't make the news back then, but it was revealed when he got a DUI for the second time in 2022, 2 months after he was discharged from the military. Just 20 days later, he got involved in yet another controversy when an Africa TV BJ named Haru said that Lee Hoo had asked for a refund after she had declined to meet him in person. It was implied that he was proposing a sponsorship with romantic implications, but he denied those claims. Lee Hoo did apologize for all incidents, but he has been laying low ever since. The members have remained friends through all these years, and even though they keep denying that the group has disbanded, it's hard to believe so, but who knows, maybe one day we'll see them on stage together.